life. It'll start up in a few seconds here.
Cool.
These are so good. I can't stop eating these things.
Those
it's
really
bad.
are. Those
It's bad. Like
very
we
good.
buy them for the family, and I just take the entire.
Eat them all.
I take the entire box up to my room and just eat them over a span of 2 weeks.
That sounds fantastic.
Cocoa almonds. They're very good. But we're back. New Age Crusade. Had a little mishap earlier, but we are back.
Yeah, we're back.
Unks, Auntie J, Butters.
What's up, babies? It's Auntie J.
We're back.
I'll run through with these names, aliases, real quick. Unks, Auntie J.
All right.
Auntie J. Okay,
we got
get
this.
it. Oh,
All right.
I don't know how you forget me because I'm Auntie J, baby.
Yeah, and
it seems to always be Unks that I butcher. So.
Well, you eat my rice every single day. You'd think.
I know. I gotta remember that.
You'd have
I
that
just gotta
one.
remember I eat your rice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'll think.
Yeah. That's just remember, man. It's okay. It's okay. We haven't really had that many mishaps other than a few first name slips here and there, but
yeah.
It's not that bad.
If I do, I just got to say it by your first name, but I never call you by your first name.
You've never called me by first name in my your entire life.
I refuse to call him by his first name. I will never.
I can't.
Never.
I just like anybody from hockey, I can't call by their first name.
No, I know. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't think there's one person from any of my teams that I've actually called by the first name.
Yeah.
But, anyways, what's up, boys? What do you got? What do you got for us today, since it's been a few weeks? We got a lot of information. Me?
Well,
anybody.
I almost said your name. I almost said your
name.
I stopped though.
I caught it.
I caught it right as I was uttering the first letter.
You know what we got to do is if somebody slips, we just got to keep going so nobody notices what we're saying. Cause
exactly. That's exactly right. It was only because
I'll start doing that if I mess up.
All right.
I just wanted to give a quick shout out. I was scrolling through the other day and I saw a few posts of whether it be nurses or cops or teachers who are stepping away and quitting their jobs because these vaccine mandates are obviously making them get the vaccine in order to keep their job. I believe it was in California, a bunch of police cars had the "Do Not Tread on Me" flag hanging from their windows while they were on duty. So well, I'm a funny guy, but so I just wanted to give a shout out to those. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Keep strong. If we all do it, there's no way if millions of people step away and quit their jobs that they're not going to reverse it.
Well, and that's effectively it. Like that's what you have to do is, if they're making you do this, you have to quit your job. I know, personally, I know people who are, getting away with like the religious exemptions when there really isn't that big of a case for them, especially with what we believe. Well, I mean, I'm Catholic, so I know like they're using your religious exemptions, even though it's just kind of like just a way to get out of the vaccine. And speaking of like hockey earlier too, did you see Evander Kane? What happened with him?
Yeah. So what happened with that? I saw it, and right before he got on, but I don't know what he violated.
So he submitted a fake vaccine ID or vaccination card or whatever, and now he got suspended.
I hate the guy, but
I hate him too. He's a totally. He's a trash player, but at the same time, like, if you're forcing this guy to take a vaccine, good for him. Yeah, good for him.
Good for him. I gain a little bit more respect for him after he does that.
Yeah, exactly. So he got suspended for 21 games, which is insane to me because
I saw that. I didn't know what the fuck it was.
It's insane. You can two-hand a fucking player in the head, and you'll get a less harsh punishment.
Dude, you could fucking skate blade somebody you could kick somebody with your skate and stay in longer than that shit.
Yeah, you wouldn't get nearly as big of a suspension. 21 games, and I'm sure there's probably a fine. So
like it's not even real fucking medical documents, dude. Like it's not. No, it's not laws. There's no laws. Like these mandates, protocols, and shit. It's like people don't understand that you just have to fight back. Like they could suspend him for that, but he could probably sue, dude. I mean, maybe get him some money, and then he'll blow it again on fucking gambling. But
he doesn't have any money to fucking sue it.
He has no money to sue. But I don't know. Like, and people in that case could probably sue if they had the money to sue. but
most people. But he's like $27 million in debt or something because he gambles.
Yeah, he is a fucking.
He's fucking retarded.
Idiot.
He is retarded.
Yeah, he really is.
But a little bit more respect gained for him because
Yeah,
he
I agree.
refuses to take the vaccine. So that's nice to see. That was just kind of a side note. Just I saw that today. His punishment came today. So
yeah, I just saw that right before we got on here actually, and I didn't see what it was for. So it's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good for him. Good for him.
Speaking of that, Kyrie Irving said he was not getting the vaccine.
Oh yes, him too. Yeah.
He said he's not getting it as a protest for the vaccine mandates and for all the people who are losing their jobs over it. Now, let it be known, fellow knackers, let it be known, Auntie J is not a very big Kyrie fan in any sense of the word. However, this I thought was fantastic. I thought this was great. And you have a bunch of people like Stephen A. Smith, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and a bunch of other NBA legends and personalities who are just bashing him and saying, "Oh, he doesn't care about other people. He's putting them at risk." I'm like, well, that's absolute cap, because even if you get the vaccine, you can still give it to people and you can still get it.
People are still
is no point.
They're transmitting it more than unvaccinated people are. Like,
who was it?
Those are the studies that are coming out.
The one, it was like George W. Bush's attorney general or something. What was his fucking name?
I can't remember, but it was all over the internet today. He died and he was fully fucking vaccinated by their standards.
He had fully vaccinated twice, 2 times, and he, died of COVID complications apparently. I mean, the guy is probably burning in hell anyways. He was a George Bush attorney general.
Colin Powell.
Yeah, Colin Powell.
Secretary of State, right. Colin Powell. Yeah.
And he did a lot of terrible things. So I don't really care, but it just goes to show, like, these people who are fully vaccinated aren't really protected at all.
Yeah. Oh, no, dude, it's just placebo. And it's placebo for Corona, but they're going to be affected by other stuff that's unknown right now way more than the average person. And that's what they want. It's like, you think about this, if they're saying they're pushing so hard for these vaccines that they save lives, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Get your vaccine for free, get vaccinated. Everybody's got to do it. But there's people dying every day from fucking cancer, but they're not making that treatment free for people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to put that into perspective of, well, if they really wanted to save lives, you know what I mean? They would fucking, they'd make cancer treatments more of a push for people, or you know what I mean? Just
they'd make them more affordable.
People that are, yes, exactly, yeah.
Instead of drowning people in debt because they need to, because they don't want to fucking die.
Yeah, from cancer, which is likely caused by shit that, these entities are putting in our food or water supplies, whatever the fuck it might be, in medicine in general. And, it's because it's a moneymaker. It's just like, I got psoriasis, and they 100% have a cure for it, but they make bank off the fucking steroid creams, so they're not going to ever. And, I've had to deal with it with that shit. It's like endless amounts of creams. I've tried like 10 different creams. And after you use it for a couple of weeks, you got to stop, and it all comes back, and you got to use it again, keep paying. So I stopped.
Good metaphor.
I stopped using it.
This is a great.
Yeah. I stopped using the shit, and they keep giving me the prescriptions, and I'm going to keep taking them because they're $10 right now, co-pays, because I already meet the deductible. So I'm just going to keep taking them, but I'm not going to use them. And then, I'm using this natural stuff in salt water, and it's got my psoriasis to go away. So it's like, if the ocean and this natural stuff I'm buying gets my shit to go away, it's like, I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
Because the medicine is just fucked.
No, exactly. When, they're going to charge you up the ass for things that are going to do the exact, probably not even be as effective as that.
Oh, for sure. Because then it comes back, because it's a steroid cream. Yeah. It's like, it only is effective when you're using it. So after you're done using it, it comes back. And it's like, and then, they try and push you on the injections that you take, which can cause tuberculosis and, high risk of tuberculosis. So I'm like, why would I rather fucking get tuberculosis than have some scales on it? You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ.
That's just like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. because that's just such like a 19th century way to fucking die.
I know, right? They're like, well, you could get tuberculosis very high. You got to go to the doctors, get checkup all the time, and get regular blood tests.
Yeah, I'd rather just swim in the ocean once,
once
a couple
fucking
times
week.
a week. Yeah, a couple times,
like,
exactly.
I'm 5 minutes from the beach. It's like, why would I just go in the ocean?
Yeah. And you know it doesn't cost that much to make like any of these medicines or anything.
No, and it's $500 a tube, dude. $500 a tube.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's absolutely stupid.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. But I'd like to get into what we were talking about before, just because the corona thing's just so oversaturated at this point. I cannot stand it anymore. It's so fucking annoying. More and more and more about it. You wouldn't have thought that we would be fucking still this indulged in fucking coronavirus conversations when even just a year ago. You would have thought, hey, well, we know this is kind of shit or bullshit, so hopefully within the year it'll fade. Nope, now we have to fucking worry about vaccines and everything. But besides the fact,
I do want to say something real quick.
Yeah.
Going back to the Kyrie Irving thing, like they posted all the time on ESPN, Barstool, and all that, like, and the people calling him out, and it warms my heart because I always go and I scroll down. It takes forever to hear anybody agree with the people who are calling him out. All you see is just like, what, you got a problem with him like taking care of his own body and doing what's good for him, or like respecting his own and it just goes on and on. It takes forever to get where you get one of those brainwashed people who are like, yeah, he's a terrible person, like, oh, he's putting the whole
likely a bot too, you know what I mean?
And it warms my heart because you see all these different people who seems like they'd all have different opinions on stuff, but they can all agree. And it's like on different posts or different things, but it just every time the same. You go down, they're all calling these people out. Like, you got a problem with him making a decision that's best for him and all that, like my body, my choice. And it just warms my heart because I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. This is the America I like. Holy smokes, go get them, kids.
Exactly. Yeah, and obviously, Kyrie doesn't agree with us on everything. What's that?
No. Yeah, Kyrie does not like us otherwise.
But it's nice to see that someone is actually doing that. It's like it's the same thing with like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, whatever they were doing. Like, they're obviously not on our side, but they're, it's nice to see that this is happening.
It's like Dave Chappelle too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Dave Chappelle, same thing. With like all the training stuff that's going, that's pretty funny. I didn't see the special. You guys said it was kind of funny.
It was pretty funny. I
don't really care.
My mom and dad
enough to watch,
were laughing so hard. It was unbelievable. They laughed so
hard. It was
hard.
pretty good.
I just
Obviously,
saw the clips where
with him on a lot, but
I just saw the clips where like he was saying the tranny jokes, and then there were like two actual trannies in the front row, and then you could see them. Yeah, and you could see them, and they were not happy. That was the funniest part.
Those two like lesbo looking ladies.
Yeah, it's like this fat, dyke looking.
Oh my god,
lady.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny. But we have to start being careful too. I know someone today who just got banned off of YouTube because he was talking about the vaccine mandates and how they're bullshit.
I'll see when they start doing that. I mean, when they're doing that kind of shit, it's nuts. You can't. It's clear that they just have to. They have to keep it on for the show for the fucking stupid people in the world that
I know.
don't understand anything.
Yeah. So, So let's move on to what we were talking about before. You had this thing that you sent us, which is big deal, honestly.
Yeah, I saw a lot of articles about it today, and I read multiples so that I could be sure on, because I didn't want to just look at one fucking place. But
it's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, totally fucked.
Terrible.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Yeah, so there was a suburb of Philadelphia. They were riding the train, the subway, whatever you want to call it, and it was a guy was raping a woman on one of the train cars, and nobody did anything about it. Nobody called anybody about it. They just sat there, watched, whatever it might be. And the guy that actually called something in and said something was like a conductor on a train on the other tracks that was going the opposite way and saw it. And he said something didn't look right. So he called it in, And then they had arrested the guy at the stop, and they had taken the lady to the hospital. They checked the security footage, and they said everybody just stood by. They weren't sure why they weren't doing anything. And he said, whoever it was, a sheriff or something, said it was really disturbing to see that nobody stepped in to do anything. And they just let the woman get raped by this guy. And, he got arrested right after. But it's just, what does that say is in society,
Exactly. And this is kind of like, this along with the other stuff we're probably going to end up talking about is why I named this episode the way I did, which is the problem with civic nationalism. I mean, you see and what I was telling you guys before we went live, like you see that it's not necessarily the fact that they couldn't figure out how to help. It's that they just didn't care to help at all. These people just sat around, watched it. It's on a subway car in Philadelphia, you said. These people are just used to these types of things at this point. And it's inherent that they do not, they just don't care. They don't, they see this stuff on, a weekly basis, daily basis, and it's terrible. I know a story from someone I know who grew up in the suburbs of Detroit, and she went to high school around there. Where she went to high school was actually a very nice place, at least her freshman and sophomore year. And then her junior year, her high school became part of this program that started busing inner city students to their high school. And it was a very nice high school, one of, average, if not better high school in the state. Never had any problems. And she said after they started this program, there were kids literally raping girls in the hallway because that's just how they acted. And obviously, inner city students, you know what I'm talking about. This is the problem with this type of civic nationalism. People want to, people kind of stick with their ethnic groups and act how they act because they don't want to adhere to the rules of other people's policies or groups or anything else. It's just terrible. I would never be able to imagine going into a high school and just seeing like girls getting raped in the hallway and no one being able to do anything about it. She eventually had to end up going to a different high school because it just got so bad there. And it's insane that after those incidents that they just didn't stop this completely, but it's what happens. And it's just another example of this type of stuff happening. Like, you're not gonna, the problem with this idea of civic nationalism, and the reason I'm bringing this up so much is because like I just watched the debate between R.C. Maxwell and Nick Fuentes, and this was the debate basically, but it ties in perfectly because the problem with civic nationalism is you'll have so many different types of ethnicities and whatever, and obviously we've discussed like obviously people are more comfortable within their own groups, and there's no problem with that. But when it comes to multi-ethnic cultures, you're going to find that it's going to be a lot more violent because they don't want to adhere to the rules of other ethnicities. They don't want to they don't want to take their values or anything. They want to act in a way that they just know how to act. They want to stick with their groups. They want to stick with what they know. And we've seen this all throughout history. The group or the countries, the groups, wherever you may be, whichever ones had a mass intermingling of multiple ethnicities, diversity, as they say in America is our greatest strength. Yeah. But you see throughout history that the most diverse places in the world ended up being the most violent because they just, people just aren't naturally comfortable within those types of societies. And so, that's what I had to say about that. And that's not to say like you can't get along with anyone. That's utterly ridiculous. But it's something that isn't talked about nearly enough. And it's something that really should be naturally realized at this point.
Yeah, because it's like, if you see it, like say, for instance, in inner city Chicago, okay? Yeah. If you had a white guy or a white woman come in and be a teacher in a predominantly black school, they're not going to want to take orders. I shouldn't say orders. They're not going to want to take direction from that teacher. And they probably would just, push it off and not even listen and do whatever they want to do. Compared to if they had, whatever, say they're black or, and whatever, it'd be the same in a Mexican
No,
I mean, predominant Mexican.
They don't listen to those people either. But I see what you're saying. Like it would be much worse.
They're not going to sit there and they're going to be like, well, I'm not going to take orders from you. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to take direction from you. So it's just becoming increasingly worse here too. You can just see it's like with the school shooter in Texas that's just walking free. You know what I mean? On bail. It's like, if you saw the video of the fight from like, what was it, the day before or earlier in the school day, whatever it might have been, like they were both, it's black on black fighting each other. It's almost all black right there. Mm-hmm. And the kid just comes in and shoots up the place and puts the kid in the coma. And it's just, he was just being bullied, so it's all right. You know what I mean? But if it was a different area, if it was a white guy that did it, no matter, even a Mexican, they would have just come out and been like, well, here's another mass murderer, mass school shooter, problem society. But,
and you saw the journalists, you saw all the, hyper feminized journalists and all the very left leaning journalists come out and say, oh, it's probably another white guy and probably another white kid who went, it was unhinged and crazy. And then as soon as they found out it was a black kid, they completely went silent. They corrected themselves once. They said, oh, maybe this kid had a reason or something like that. And they tried to make excuses for this kid because he was black. You see this it's kind of disgusting in a way. Well, it's disgusting entirely. Where you see like this like pandering, is that a word? Pandering towards like this group solely because they're black in America. Yeah. When he just shot up a school, when he just shot four people, three kids and a teacher, it's insane. You would never I couldn't imagine anyone 20 years ago being like, oh, he's black, so he's fine. Like, no, absolutely not. It would more so just like you would be going to jail. Dude. No, exactly.
That's ridiculous.
Even 2010, it'd be totally different than it is now. It's
he'd be in jail for sure.
Think about it.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
If this was a white kid who did this, he would have already gotten the death sentence by now. And this kid,
dude, for sure, especially if it was
got away
black kid. It would be absolutely absurd.
He was out of jail within 24 hours because he was a black kid who cried the victim and said he was bullied. When we know, there were classmates that actually came out and said, no, this kid used to sell drugs on campus, and one time he stole drugs from another classmate, and this was the catalyst for this event. He stole drugs from another classmate to go and sell them. And then this classmate and I believe it was his brother, I may be getting a little bit of the story twisted, but I believe it was the classmate's brother who went around school telling everyone that he's a piece of shit, blah blah blah, and he just went off the rails because he wanted everyone to think that he was like the main guy in school or something. I don't know what his reasoning was or rationale was, but this was no good kid at all. This kid should be in jail anyways for the rest of his. He should be in jail for a long time anyways for fucking trying to sell all these drugs to high school students, and not including him just shooting up a school. No, he shoots up a school, he sells drugs to all his classmates, he gets out of jail within 24 hours, he's taking pictures with his family, all happy with a smile on his face.
Yeah. And, it's really, it's almost funny at the fact that all these newscasters and everything the next day when he's out and everything, even people in comment sections on fucking articles, they're trying to defend him. And it's like, you have to be so stupid, so brain dead, just so like, it's panderance. Like you're just is that a word?
That's what I was saying. Right? I don't know. I'll look it up right now. It sounds like a word.
Yeah, but like they have to pander to these people, bow down to them, and like apologize for nothing, and almost just make whatever these people do make sense in a way, or try and make it make sense, even though it makes no sense. It's like it just doesn't. It's pandering to a society, and you see it with all different types of things, not just the school shooting there too, but like anything. People flying a flag, they have to apologize for it. It's just like
they're tearing down the Thomas Jefferson statue in I can't remember where it was, but some state capital. Because they don't like it. Because these people ultimately hate us. They hate the people that built this country. They hate what this country stands for, and they want to create something entirely new in their vision. It's the fact that people haven't recognized this by now is absolutely insane. It's just crazy. I don't think anyone on our side is really gonna stand up for it either. Or really,
I know that's the problem. It's like
no one's gonna actually do anything
right
about
now.
it
It's
either.
whoever is loudest. It's like whoever's the loudest, and they're being the loudest, so they're gonna get whatever it is that they want, or else they're going down because they're loud. And it's just like, the same thing. Like, where was it? Over in suburb of Chicago last week or something, or maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't know. A whole crew of black people
the mall thing.
storming through these malls, just stealing shit out of the malls.
Yeah, and that's
these
very
mall
normal.
cops. Yeah, these mall cops aren't saying anything or doing anything. They just stood by and let them walk out and run out of the mall.
Yeah, and that's very normal. You see things like that in San Francisco every single day because they have laws saying you can't arrest these people for shoplifting. So they just steal shit every single day. And it's, this is something that happens. I don't even know the numbers on this. I hope someone would, do some sort of study on it. But just how many times a day within the inner cities that they just steal shit, that how much shoplifting there is and how much they just get away with. I'm sure it's far higher than all the other stuff they do, just because they get free shit and they don't get any consequences.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's becoming ridiculous. It's really just getting out there.
Yeah, and it's
only pissing a lot of people off, but people need to stand up for it pretty soon. That's the thing.
And it's only going to get worse from here if we continue this wave of mass immigration that's going to come in. It always comes back to the same type of thing because the same type of people are coming in. For the past 60 years, we've had this mass wave of third world immigrants coming in, and now, what do you expect is going to happen? Obviously, corporations want wages to be driven down, but you're going to get an inherently violent society because it's just not going to work. And I don't know if it'll ever be able to sort itself out, but I guess I would be ignorant to say I know for a fact that it wouldn't, because we don't know. I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. So who knows? It's kind of nuts. You don't.
It really is nuts. It really is.
I mean, what was I going to say? So, yeah, that would be kind of step one to figuring this shit out, is like stopping that. Step two is you have to kind of engage and rally behind a singular culture within America so you know what you want. Preferably what the founders came here with, which was their Christian Anglo, Protestant culture. As a Catholic, I'm saying that I know what it was. But that's just one of the steps you have to do in order to, figure it out, in order to stop these types of things.
So. Yeah, I totally agree. And it's like the American culture and the American way of life is being like swept away by the minority group in our country because they're being louder than we are. And it's the entire country that's been being built here is just going away instant. Like literally within the last 2 years, it's like been a landslide of a difference on the way the country's been, pre-corona until now. I mean, you saw it during the whole time. Like, this community could go out and riot and do rallies, everything they wanted to do, with no, nothing would happen to them. No masks. They could steal anything they wanted to. But the second, a Trump rally came out, people had no masks on. It was, dignified a super spreader event for the United States.
They can burn cities down entirely, but the second a Trump supporter goes inside the Capitol and walks around, takes some pictures, they're fucking put in jail for 25 years. It's insane.
Exactly. And they're seen as a threat to democracy. It's like, okay, well, people running in and stealing the newest Jordans aren't a threat to democracy and just getting away with it. It's
exactly.
Like, come on.
And just a little side tangent on the January 6th thing. All these surveillance cameras footage was released today, and the police officers were waving them in. They were opening the doors for them. They were letting them walk by. These people were just walking through. They were taking pictures. No one was doing anything wrong. These people are being put in jail for 20 years because they walked inside a public building.
Yeah, I know a kid. Yeah, not gonna say where. Almost slipped up. I know this kid. I knew him when I was younger, and from the area, that we're from. And he was pictured in there, and he was a rich kid. He had a lot of money, His family were immigrants, and they now have a lot of money because of what they built when they were here. But he's going to jail for a long time.
Really?
And it's crazy. Like, he's our age. I don't know. I mean,
that's nuts.
They're trying to get him to go to jail for a long time. I don't know what's going to end up happening. Depends on lawyers and things like that. But
I'm sure if he went in, he's got a parole officer, and they probably hate him, and they're trying to get him on anything.
Oh yeah, he's on some serious issues. Like, I went to camp with this kid when I was younger. You probably recognize the name around the town there. I don't want to say.
You can tell us after.
Yeah, I'll tell you after. But yeah, he's fucked, and he's our age, everything, and his picture is on there. And the thing is, people found his picture from just like they paused the video and saw his face, and they were like, "I'm gonna go find this kid," because he had like a couple $1,000 jacket on, Burberry jacket or something. And so these people screenshotted him and found him, and they said he's like some white kid, but he's not even white. He's like, I mean, he's not American. He's like straight out of Poland. His family's straight out of Poland.
Well, it doesn't matter as long if he's white, then they're gonna put him in jail.
Exactly. And so they put him all over Twitter, everything like that. They're trying to, because their family owns a big business around that county and stuff like that, and they're trying to destroy the business. I don't know if they've been successful at it, but there's been thousands of people going after him. So not a good situation to be in for somebody that really didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Hey, that's a damn shame.
The Polish, they're a group that I'm perfectly okay with. They seem to be fighting for the right things in Poland, so we're okay with the Polish.
This kid was a nice kid.
I'm sure he was.
One of my old coworkers was straight from Poland. Like, he grew up in Poland, and we were at work, and we were in the storage area, and he was talking to me. He's saying, "Hey, unlike in America where you have like a bunch of fat girls, in Poland, they're all skinny," and he was trying to get me to go with him to go to Poland and pick up some chicks.
It might be a second world country, but hey, it's got better values than America.
Yeah,
so I'd take that. Man. I'd take that over a Big Mac any day of the week.
Yeah,
100%.
I don't know about you guys, but I would. Yeah. Oh man.
Well, it's just like the America we grew up in. It's not the same.
No, it's completely gone, and it's kind of it's up to us. It was really our parents who kind of destroyed it, but
we have too many pussies that are our age now. Too many, in their Instagram bios, they're like straight ally. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, you're the first to fucking go when when these other communities, and they have a BLM stuff in their bios, and I saw a couple of them today online. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, well, you guys are going to be the first ones that are either going to get shot or killed or hung by these people. So they really don't care. If you have the color of the skin of everybody else, if you're white, you're done for. That's just what it is.
Well, and there is a way. There really is a way, like a specific way, to be able to turn this type of thing around. That's why I say it's ignorant to say, like, I know that we're doomed in the future. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Who knows? But there is a way to, like, kind of reverse these things. You have to stop immigration, and then you have to rally around that culture, what I was saying, those first 2 points, and then you have to raise birth rates within the Native American society. That's really the best way to do it, because then you start to inherit more American-born workers, or more American workers who value what it was. And I mean, that's very vague, but
I understand what you're saying.
It's a starting point, really. It's a starting point, because it all depends on if you're able to rally behind that singular culture.
But what they're really trying to do is push this gay agenda and stuff too. It's like it's for real. That's part of it, dude. They're trying to push this, and there's so many people that are just now they say that they're gay and they're banging dudes or banging girls if they're girls, and that's going to go totally against building American culture back. You know what I mean?
Dude. I mean, that's what happened that's what happened in ancient Greece when it collapsed.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened in the Roman Empire before it was
before their end of their massive reign.
Before its transition, though. No, before its transition into the Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah. The HRE.
Yeah, so Greece, they were just a bunch of deviants. That's what happened. That's why, like, and I'm not saying this is good thing, but that's a big reason that led to the rise of Hitler. Is he's Germany pre-World War I was this like disgusting cesspool of deviancy, where just like people were just like trading child sex slaves on the street of Berlin, and they were, it was just this horrible place of prostitution and sin, and it was awful. And that's, that was one of the main motivating factors for the rise of like Nazi Germany. I'm not saying like, obviously you guys know what I'm saying, but it's
I know what you're saying.
Like this shit happens, and there's got to be consequences to this. Yeah. This like deviancy within American society, there's going to be a consequence at some point. It might not be in our lifetime, but it'll happen.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's real clear, and you see it on things like TikTok and on these all these online videos. It's like you see these young girls in their teens, and they're the ones with millions of followers on these apps, tens of millions, and they're being pushed. They're being put in movies. Like some fucking people have their show on Hulu or some shit. I saw an ad. And I'm like, who the fuck are these people? This family? And they're like some TikTok stars. I'm like, dude, they're pushing this, deviant society. Yeah, whoever the fuck it is.
That's probably who it is.
It might, dude, I don't know. It's D something. I have no idea.
D'Amelia's. I was actually thinking of this today. I was thinking how like the Kardashians are getting old and they're a bunch of retards, and
they're just trading them out for new.
That's exactly. They're these like, it's almost as if these networks are grooming the D'Amelio kids to like become the Kardashians at some point because they want some form of entertainment to come out of it.
Oh sure, that's
kind of disgusting. I'm sure that's what they're trying to do. Obviously, they're not thinking that. They're not thinking that in their minds, but that's kind of the ultimate goal. Yeah, well, that's kind of the society we live in. It's pretty fucked up.
It is fucked. I gotta hop off here. I gotta go to the bathroom really bad.
No problem. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good stopping point. Honestly, I think we talked about everything we really wanted to. I don't know if you guys had any last things to say.
I think we touched every topic.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun, playful,
insightful. It was certainly a heavy-weighted conversation today.
Yeah. But it's needed, That's the kind of conversation that's needed. That's what everybody needs to be talking about,
No, yeah, I think, one group at a time, bring these types of conversations to light. I mean, we're going to get called names and everything, but who isn't at this point on the right wing? Anybody.
I mean, who really fucking cares?
You have the most moderate of right-wingers being called fucking racist, Nazis, whatever. Who cares? I mean, it's not like those words mean anything at this point anyway.
Buzzwords. They're all buzzwords.
Well, see, they don't even know what it means. Like, they don't use it correctly. So, like, it really doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, I got to go real bad, so I don't need to cut off here.
All right.
Next time I got to not drink 2 bottles of water as I'm going through here. So.
All right. Well, peace out.
All right, guys. I'll see you next time.
Peace out.
I'll send you what I was talking. I was gonna send you something. I can't.
Oh yeah. The name of who was in your sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to the bathroom and I'll find it.
Fun fact: Poland has a lot of skinny, attractive girls. Apparently.
There you go. Let's go to Poland. No, that's okay. I'm an incel. I'm an incel. I don't like women.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll see you next time.
Game.
All right. See ya.
All right. See you later, butters.
See ya.
All right. I think we'll wrap it up there then.
Absolutely.
All right. Peace out, y'all. I'm just gonna end it. So peace out, y'all. Whoever's watching, whoever's
peace
going
out.
watch.